folks, this is Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're watching WGS-TV. Tough guy.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestlingGamer and ZFXTV. I'm the WrestleGamer. Double B Bunny Boudreaux. Got a few people to introduce you to. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard exclusively over on Spreaker.com/HWR Media and YouTube.com/HWR Show. He's the illuminous one, the shining star, Rick Starr. Rick, how you shining?
I'm shining pretty good, Billy. Thanks for having me.
And we have our two Instagib game show gurus in our midst. First off, James from the Big Easy is here. James, how you doing?
I'm alright.
He's the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, how you doing?
Oh my God, we just seen Trent Beretta. Hi guys.
Trent Beretta, where?
Well, if you guys want to know what we're talking about Destination X, the Impact version of Destination X for the week of July 18, 2013. And I mean, we open up with a bowling rate coming out. And for once, normally we're used to seeing the Aces and Eights gimmick come out from backstage. You know, that's always been the gimmick, you know, that kind of sets them apart from being a part of the TNA locker room. However, on Destination X, not so much. Bully Ray actually came from the backstage area, as he would do a normal TNA wrestler. And for one thing, I think it kind of really took the piss out of the Aces and Eights gimmick, you know, it kind of saying, you know what, it's like TNA didn't really care anymore, to be honest. But then he starts to kind of promo about what's going to happen with him and Chris Sabin later on in the evening. And then he calls out Brooke Hogan, I guess, to kind of rehash what he said in the previous week, saying that, you know, you can only move on when I say you're going to move on. And then Hulk Hogan said, you know what, enough's enough, you got what you wanted, and tonight Chris Sabin is going to beat you. And Bully Ray saying, you know what, you don't turn your back on me. And then Main Event Mafia came on the screen with a Kurt Angle saying, you know what, tonight is going to be a fair fight. You're going to lose your title in a fair fight, and the Main Event Mafia is going to crush the Aces and Eights. And that's pretty much the end of the promo. I got to say this, though, for opening for Destination X, I thought it was somewhat okay. You know, I really can't give it a 4-star quality because of the brother. And what was the brother count in that promo, guys? Can anyone give me a count of how many times brother was said?
2.
I think I had to give it a... Go ahead.
2 brothers.
There was only 2
brothers.
That was an all-time low for Hogan then.
Well, I think the reason why it was only a 2 count, because I think it was about, he was trying to, you know, rehash the Hogan Knows Best episode, and that's what it was. And he doesn't say brother that much, so I'm sorry, that's why it didn't, you know, he got away with it. You know, when he's doing wrestling, he'll say brother. When he does Hogan Knows Best, he doesn't say brother at all, so that's why he lowered the brother count.
3.5 out of 5 for the opening, and the opening matchup for Destination X was the main event of the pay-per-view version of Destination X from last year, which saw Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, basically the Dirty Heels, going at it in the opening match. And, well, Austin Aries came out debuting a new look. He kind of shaved the mustache, and I guess it's trying to copy CM Punk a little bit with the whole salute to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I will say this, though. This was, without a shadow of a doubt, a great opening match for both Aries and Bobby Roode. I mean, they were just really spot on. Everything was great. Everything looked good in the match. I also need to point out that Jeremy Borash was on commentary this week and not Taz. Now, we did hear news that Taz did re-sign with TNA, but then I also heard on commentary that Borash said, you know, 10 minutes before the show that they told him to go out there because they couldn't locate Taz. So I don't know if this is part of, I don't know if there's kayfabe or if there's something really going on behind backstage. I don't know. But the
Taz is on strike because Doc got released.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Well, the finish of the match came with Aries hitting the brainbuster suplex on Bobby Roode, getting the win, and therefore Austin Aries gets 7 points. Bobby Roode, however, still scoreless in the Bound for Glory series, and he kind of reacted in the form of having a temper tantrum taken out on the the desk that was there, the announcer's table, you threw chairs. By the way, Bobby Roode, when you're in a temper tantrum and you throw in a chair, learn to freaking throw a chair over the top rope, you dingy. Um, the first chair didn't make it. That was an absolute fail. But other than that, I got to say, Rick, this was really a good, strong opening match for Destination X.
Well, when these two get together and they fight and have a match, regardless whether they're as a tag team or as opponents, they always do that. The chemistry is excellent and spot on, and they're just both great competitors regardless. So I knew it was going to be an excellent match regardless.
Your score?
For this match, I definitely have to give it a 4 out of 5.
Now, throughout the night, TNA will be setting up matches, qualifiers for their Ultimate X match to crown a new X Division champion. It'd be in form of 3 types of matches: X Division's past, present, and future. Now, we started off with the past. We started off with Homicide, the return of Homicide. And you know what? I got to say this. I love the fact that TNA actually went backstage and had him talk with Hernandez, basically a reunion of LAX. And I got to say, I really love that. But it's Sonjay, Dutt, Petey Williams, Homicide. I thought this was by far, really reliving one of the reasons why I love TNA, and what hooked me and drew me in to TNA were these X Division stars like Homicide, the Canadian Destroyer Petey Williams, and the original player from the Himalaya, Sonjay Dutt. I wonder how many of you guys remember that gimmick. But I thought this was all around a great match. The finish of the match came with Sonjay Dutt hitting that moonsault double stomp right into it. Almost looked like the neck of Homicide, but it was the chest. And Sonjay Dutt gets the victory. And I gotta say, well, like I said before, these 3 guys are one of the real reasons that drew me to TNA. Were these X Division guys right here?
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't make an argument for this. I mean, you had 3 of the best wrestlers in there right now. Excuse for the background of my TV folks, but yeah, I mean, this was one of the best 2 matches on the card today. I mean, there was a lot of back and forth action. I mean, seeing Homicide back, the Canadian, I forgot his nickname,
Destroyer.
the Canadian Muscle,
Destroyer.
or Canadian Muscle.
The Canadian
I'll
Destroyer.
talk about his nickname.
The,
Talk about Petey
little
Williams' nickname.
little Petey Pump.
Or Little Petey Pump. Something Scott Steiner game.
Yeah, little Petey Pump.
Little Petey Pump. You know, I mean, not arguing the fact they did their thing, but I mean, I was shocked that Sonjay actually won. I actually had Petey Williams winning this one, but wow, Sonjay doing this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna give this match I give it a fair 3. I just wish the X Division would go back to its no limit thing, but good win for Sonjay so far.
I got to bump it up to a 4. I thought this was really exciting. One of the reasons that drew me to TNA were X Division guys such as this. But next, we're looking at X Division's present. We're talking about Kenny King. We're talking about Chavo Guerrero and the guy formerly known as Suicide, and TJ Perkins, now known as Manik. And one thing I just really don't understand, if Perkins has already been unmasked as the guy who was supposed to be Suicide, what sense does it make to put him back in the mask if we already know what he looks like? To me, I just don't understand the move, Rick, of putting TJ Perkins back in the suit and back in the mask, and when we've already seen what he looks like.
Well, I think it's kind of like the Rey Mysterio thing, and why Rey Mysterio has his mask on. I think it's just because it's a marketable market and because TJ Perkins is not really marketable, but Suicide, or Manik as they chose to change the name, is much more marketable. You look at the guy, you look at the costume, you look at the face, it is marketable. Not to mention, when you don't look at your foe in the face or in the eyes, it's very hard. It's very distinct. It throws you off. And we know it's kayfabe, but that's what it is. That's the concept, I'm guessing.
Finish of the match came with Manik hitting that double underhook into a gutbuster finisher on Kenny King and getting the 1-2-3. So Manik now advances to the Ultimate X match. So now we have X Division's past being represented in the form of Sonjay Dutt and Manik representing X Division's present. Now, I'm going to give the match, I want to say, I'm going to give it a fair shake. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I thought it was really well done, but it's just the only thing that really puzzled me was the fact that they put him back in the guise of Manik when we already seen him. But then again, Rick does make a valid point about it probably being more marketable than a TJ Perkins gimmick in TNA. Next up, main event Mafia went to call out the Aces and Eights. Aces and Eights saying, you know what, if you want to fight us, you come back here. And next thing you know, it was a big trap. Mafia gets trapped in with the Aces and Eights by Bully Ray. Bully Ray proceeds to attack Kurt Angle, and then they throw him in the back of a truck and they proceed to kidnap Kurt Angle. So where they're going with this, I don't know. But up next was the final qualifier for the Ultimate X match. This is X Division's future, is what a lot of people perceive it to be. We had Rubix, aka Jigsaw, Rockstar Spud, and Greg Marichulo. And for those of you who don't know who Greg Marichulo is, he is better known as Trent Beretta from the WWE. Now, yeah, a lot of people were shocked about that. You know, when he came out, first off, I'm like, who's Greg Marichulo? I see that name pop on the screen, and next thing you know, I see him walk out, and I'm staring at him like, isn't that Trent Beretta? And yeah, it is. And I gotta say this, Marichulo really, really impressed me. I mean, showed me something that, you know, he never showed me in WWE. A lot of that high-flying ability that he has, and there were a couple of spots on there where I thought, you know, especially on the outside when Rockstar Spud, and when he did the dive off the top rope, if Spud was not in the right spot where he needed to be, I could have said Marichulo would have been. You would have to pick him up with a blotter. I mean, the way he landed, I thought that was just absolutely amazing. And I got to say, very impressed with Marichulo. And he did get the win with this unusual cradle slam that he did on Rockstar Spud. But I got to say, James, overall, I got to say, very impressive with all three guys.
Yeah, it is. Going to Marichulo, or I'm gonna call him by Beretta. But with in WWE, you know how they limit their stars to not do crazy moves and all that stuff. It really kills Trent Beretta or Greg Marichulo. And you know, he showed he can do all this stuff in the X division. It's gonna be interesting if they give the title to Marichulo. It's basically a big old fuck you and slap in the face of the WWE, like in the WWE say, "Hi, we did something better with this person." I'll give this match 4 out of 5.
So now it is set up the Ultimate X match to crown a new X Division champion with a brand new X Division title belt, guys. It's set up for next week. Sonjay Dutt representing X Division's past, Manik representing X Division's present, and Greg Marichulo, aka Trent Beretta, representing X Division's future. One of these three men. Go ahead.
MVP, what do you call that when you saw the new X Division title? What you say? What was it?
I said it looked like the Intercontinental Championship and the X Division belt just had a baby.
Well, up next in a segment which I like to call Gail Kim, being very thankful to her mother for reminding her to put on panties. Mickie James comes out and starts to cut a promo about her big X Division title. I'm sorry.
X Division.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I'm on the theme of, you know, the X Division, what they've done. You know, these three great X Division matches that it's still stuck in my head. But I meant to say knockouts. I do apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, Gail Kim then comes out in possibly a tight leopard style dress. Mickie James is out there, they're in heels, and they start cutting a promo about each other. And for some reason, Gail Kim coming off as a face now, I guess because of the fact they had Mickie James go out there first to try to get more heat on her, so that way she she appeals to them as the heel, and Gail Kim will possibly turn face, and that appears to be the direction they're going. But next thing you know, they start having a big old cat fight, and
Cat fight! Cat fight!
of which James was very happy to see, and of course we did get a glimpse of the panties of Gail Kim, and like I said, she's probably thanking her lucky stars that her mom reminded her to wear underwear tonight. But anyway, I gotta say, interesting segment and all. One thing that the study man actually, he was talking to us during Skype, said that he doesn't understand why they kind of made Mickie James kind of look like a hoe with all the makeup that she had on, like a streetwalker or something like that. She was hot enough already. Didn't need to put about 300 pounds of makeup on her face.
Well, I think that was the idea. It just helped. It helped with the whole. Everybody hit her. She looks like a slut. Now we can really hate her.
Well, you know what? Yeah,
Hey,
it is an interesting point.
She's not a bigger slut than our Divas champion over there in WWE.
Well, anyway, as I give that segment 4 yippies out of 5.
I wonder why.
We have the main event, the TNA World Heavyweight title on the line. Bully Ray defending the title against Chris Sabin, and the way they started this match out, lighting each other up, Sabin first with the kicks to the ribs of Bully Ray, and then Bully Ray just basically leaving his handprint permanently in the chest of Chris Sabin. Rick, I was looking at that going, ow, 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 ow. I mean,
That's what my.
Go ahead.
That's what my ears just said. But go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. But anyway, the ending to the match, not a lot of people saw. I mean, we already had Aces and Eights out there. The Mafia is out there. Kurt Angle made his return.
Right before the knockouts, segment, they had a segment with Bully Ray talking on the phone with the person who was driving. Like, make an offer Kurt Angle can't refuse, and drop Angle off somewhere, and then after that, Kurt Angle just came back in the truck.
The exact same truck he was kidnapped in. So that's what happened to Doc. Oh God. Anyway, so all of them are out there, and then the referee gets knocked down after a missile drop kick. So then the referee gets knocked out, and somebody's messaging me on Skype at the exact same time I'm recording this. Bad timing. Next, Anderson passes a hammer to Bully Ray, that also famous hammer from Aces and Eights, and next thing you know, Magnus comes in the ring, starts attacking him, tries to take the hammer away. Then next thing you know, it ended in a brawl, and Rampage got involved. But I gotta say, Rampage Jackson in that little melee between Aces and Eights and Main Event Mafia really, really looked bad. And I know that Rampage Jackson can do better than what he did. It was like he threw a couple of weak soft punches and a very lazy knee in that melee, and I know he's a trained fighter. I know that. And you would think maybe with a trained fighter, they would have taught him how to do the spots maybe a little bit better. And I gotta say, I was kind of disappointed with Rampage Jackson and what he brought to the table tonight at Destination X. So I just hope they go through some more training with Rampage Jackson if they really, really want to bring him into the ring, That's my only gripe about it. Other than that, the finish of the match came. Bully Ray had the hammer. It was taken away. Sabin then had it. Bully Ray was about to go for the power bomb, the bully bomb, on Chris Sabin, and you had him up, and then Chris Sabin conks him with the hammer, knocks him out, throws the hammer out the ring, getting rid of the evidence. Referee comes to Sabin, pins him. 1, 2, 3. Chris Sabin, Hail Sabin, is your new TNA heavyweight champion. Rick, I gotta say, this was probably a move that nobody saw coming in TNA.
I don't know. I think it was an okay. As far as I wouldn't say nobody saw it because I kind of saw it coming a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. I wouldn't say a 5-star spot, but you know, it's been a little bit over predictable over the past couple of weeks. So,
You
but
would
if you,
predict it's Chris Sabin to win the TNA World Heavyweight title.
yeah, it was obvious. It was kind of, you know, you didn't see it. You didn't see him not winning that. I mean, like you said,
Well, unfortunately, I hate to point it out on this review, but you know, the show that they claimed was live was actually on tape delay, and apparently they had a few morons here on YouTube and on Facebook that decided to post spoilers. And trust me, I will be making a separate commentary about you freaking idiots out there who think they're so fucking hot that they have to put up damn spoilers to ruin
but
a
you know what though?
show.
Okay, but you know what though? I didn't even read the spoilers. I don't look at the spoilers. And for those of you who choose to read the spoilers, that's on you. And you're just as stupid if you read a spoiler. So that's on them. Unless if it's like, you know, the spoiler gets posted over and over and over again about somebody getting injured or somebody getting released, they usually don't post it. It's like if it's a spoiler, like somebody won the title, then it's kind of like left as a spoiler. They leave it. So, but as far as that, I saw it coming. It was kind of like, yep, we know who's gonna win. That's why they kind of put the main event Mafia kind of like around together. They said they're gonna be here. I'm like, yeah. Come on. What do you think that Destination X and they had the title win on, you know, Destination X on a Thursday night and not on a main event, like on a pay-per-view? If it was on a pay-per-view, it kind of would have like maybe, but you know, at least we didn't pay for it. So,
Yeah. Your score for the main event?
I thought it was a good main event. I'll have to give it a 3, but I mean, I wasn't, like I said, it was a good quality, but I wasn't overly shocked. I can't, I'm giving it a 3. That's a give. I'd probably honestly a 2.75. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. That was it. It was middle of the road.
Overall score in Destination X this year, I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5. I mean, I truly enjoyed the opening match. I thought it was great. It was a strong opening with Aries and Roode, and then the 3 X Division triple threat matches to represent the past, the present, and the future. I thought it was good. You know, kind of to me a shock to see Trent Beretta in TNA. Maybe TNA can possibly use him better than the WWE, but I do know that he's got some bookings in the independents, so I don't know how they're going to plan that out. It was good to see Rubix again. Sonjay Dutt looked really good as well, and I got to say the championship match a little lackluster because of the accidental spoilers that happened because of certain nimrods on YouTube. But other than that, I gotta go, Rick, with a solid 4 out of 5. I mean, I truly enjoyed this show.
I could go along with you with a lot of the matches. The opening match was great. I'd say the real star of the show was the X Division matches. Hands down, the main event. I hate to say it, but it really just didn't do it for me as much as I thought because I just knew who was going to win. So I if I had to give the whole show, I'd probably have to give it a 3.5 out of 5.
He just couldn't overcome the top of the hill that was seeing Gail Kim's panties.
No, actually, that was probably a highlight for me because I think that gets kind of sexy, you know.
Well, yeah, we saw it deep into the hills of Asia. Anyway,
Yeah, you better hope her husband not hearing this right now, otherwise he be chopping you up,
let's go.
making a fillet out of you.
Let's go to Will next. Will, your overall score and thoughts on Destination X?
First of all, Robert Irvine 6'3", 220, and he'll carve you up with that cleaver knife. Overall score, I'll give it a 3.5. Opening segment, I swear to God, if it turns into Lifetime channel, shoot me. Literally shoot me.
Brother.
Aries versus Roode, pretty decent match, and looked like Aries was supporting a new look. I thought he had a problem with his razor. The triple threat with Dutt, Homicide, and Petey Williams, glad to see them back. You cannot imagine. The other one, I'm not shocked Manik won because Chavo is just trying to put him over. Kenny King, I don't even know what his purpose is anymore. Kind of gave up on the guy. So yeah, and then the brawl that had Bully Ray throw Angle into the looked like a Ford F-150 or something. That truck,
It was like a Dakota.
or Dodge Dakota. I don't know. The body frame looked like a F-150. But anyway, yeah, I seen that one coming. Greg Marichulo, aka Trent Beretta, got that win, basically saying to WWE, "This is what you lost. This is a big ass fuck you." Uh, the Mickie James Gail Kim segment, we know James was drilling in his pants, so yeah. It was all right. As far as Sabin and Bully Ray, it just had to happen. Not gonna become a mark on this one. Sabin's not gonna have a lot of years left. So good for him to be the champion. And my score 3.5.
What then?
All right, well, James, you're up last with your overall score and thoughts on Destination X.
You know, I didn't like. I didn't. I missed the opening segment. I kind of watched it, and it was. Um, I enjoyed the Bobby Roode Austin Aries match. I really enjoyed the 3X Division Championship, but the main one I liked the most, and I feel like this was match of the night, was the past, the Homicide, Petey Williams, and Sonjay Dutt. I have to say what Billy said. That really got me into TNA. That was the main reason why I watched TNA, was the X Division. And I'm just gonna say this with the present. Why is everybody using the octopus hold? I just don't know. We obviously knew Manik was gonna win. Really surprising to see Trent Beretta, aka Greg Marichulo, in TNA, and the win was not much of a shocker, but kind of. Yes, MVP was right, but not with the drooling part. Right, just drooling. Not in the pants, but in like, yeah. Any in the TNA World Title match, it was slow. To me, it was slow. It's because it was just more on like, oh, Bully Ray just beating up the defenseless guy and just like with the injury going for the bad leg. It really surprised me that they actually gave the title to Chris Sabin. It's due, but it really caught me off guard because I really thought that Bully Ray was gonna walk out the champ. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5, but I bump it up to a 4 because of the cat fight.
So what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Destination X this week, or Impact Wrestling, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check you out at HWR?
Well, you know, they can always find me on the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/hardcore wrestling radio. And if you ever want to listen to any of our shows, head on over to Spreaker.com/HWR media.
And we also have two Instagib game show gurus in our midst, in the form of James and the Big Easy and the Bay Area MVP known as Will. Guys, what you got coming up?
MVP have some
big. Do you, James?
You have something big, not me, because I haven't been live, but I could go live sooner or later, but right now I've been in hiatus for a while.
James is hiding from AJ Lee.
Oh, shut you.
He's hiding from this homeless person.
Okay.
Billy, until I find new material, I'm still going to mention a duck, Oksana, and a chair. I don't know how, but yeah.
Yeah, for me, I did say this Monday I will have an upcoming tournament. All the details are not in full yet, but I'll keep you guys posted.
And guys, also don't forget to please like the WGS-TV Facebook page. Facebook.com/WGS-TV. And also don't forget to please subscribe to YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and YouTube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Starr, and R2 is to give game show gurus James the Big Easy and the Bay Area MVP known as Will. I'm the Whistle Gamer. Go be Billy Bouger, saying thank you very much for watching. The following commentary has been sponsored by James's brand new product from his charity foundation.
Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Spiritual speaking. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. I'm Haley Ringrose. Stoke Artist.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spiritual speaking. Stoke Artist.